Barra missing for the second time this month. Most recently, they were last seen yesterday morning just before 9. He was last seen wearing all black clothing. And then 12-year-old Malia Harvey has been reported missing for the second time in 4 days. She was last seen yesterday afternoon. Call Fargo Police if you have any information on any of these children. It's the last day of school for students at West Fargo schools, with a lot of other districts right behind it. West Fargo graduation is this Sunday for Cheyenne and West Fargo High. The school district says it will graduate 706 students. And with graduation season upon us, a warning from law enforcement about keeping you and your teens safe. Some cities have social host ordinances, which make it illegal for people to provide a place for underage kids to drink. The host is responsible regardless of who provides the liquor. The idea is to reduce access to alcohol for those under 21, since underage drinking often takes place at a parent's home or house parties or in rural areas like a field, bonfire, or at the lake. And although it may seem safer at home, officials say the consequences and the risks are still real, like alcohol poisoning, risky sexual behavior, fighting, property damage, and injuries from accidents or poor judgment. 6:50 right now. Let's get a check of the forecast on this final day of school for many kids around the valley. Morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Looks like a beautiful day for that last day of recess. We've got quiet conditions this morning in Fargo. With traffic picking up, looks like your morning commute should be a good one. We've got conditions that are going to be dry, a good visibility out there. Our air quality is in that good category. And temperature is pretty comfortable. 58 degrees this morning. Might even feel a little cool for you in some spots. We've got some 40s in the east. Wind is out of the southeast at 17 miles per hour. Grand Forks, similar situation. Nice and dry and quiet. We're at 52 degrees. Wind out of the south-southeast at 14. So a nice start to our Thursday morning, and we're just going to heat things up. We've got wind coming in out of the south. We've got sunshine on the way. You see lots of areas on our radar and satellite map where we have clear skies. And if we do have some clouds, those will be kind of just temporarily moving through, and then you'll get more sun after that. So here's your forecast for the last day of school in West Fargo. Great weather here for the bus stop this morning, and more sunshine and heat for the afternoon. Back into some low 80s by 3 o'clock this afternoon. One thing to keep in mind is the wind. We're going to see some wind speeds into the teens and 20s, but gusts will top 30 miles per hour at times today, so a little bit more on the blustery side for everyone in the valley. And our 11-day planner here shows that heat continuing to build in. Tomorrow, upper 80s, and that wind continues to be with us as well as we head into the holiday weekend. We're going to see temperatures in the 80s to some low 90s, breezy conditions, and that chance for rain and thunder returning, especially Sunday night and into Memorial Day. So keep that in mind for any of your Memorial Day plans, whether you're heading out to a ceremony or an event. You might want to be prepared for some showers, especially in the afternoon hours. And Tuesday, more of that continues. And heading into June next week, we're going to be seeing temperatures that are very June-like, some low to mid 80s in the forecast. So summertime is here already before we're kicking it off this weekend, and we'll just keep it going.
And Lisa, it's kind of bizarre. I remember many years on the final day of school, you had to wear a jacket when you got on the bus, and this year, very different.
Yeah, very different this year with the heat that's built in. You know, some Memorial Days and, you know, the end of school year situation can be on the cooler side. And this time around, that is certainly not the case. And a lot of people itching to get out to the lake. Keep in mind, lake waters are still pretty chilly right now, so that might be kind of odd here as we head into the weekend, or at least odd feeling with it feeling so hot and like we're in the heart of summer when it's just starting up.
Okay, yeah, good advice there. Lisa, thank you this morning. And speaking of itching to get outside or just itching in general, we all know mosquitoes are a nuisance during the summer season, and they could become more of a problem this year as the mosquito season is different than the last couple we've had. The Valley Today's Nishay Taylor joins us live as she spoke with Vector Control and has the latest outlook from them. Good morning, Nishay.
Good morning, Jordan. That's right. You know, over the last couple of years, mosquitoes haven't been much of a problem due to the drought conditions in our region. But this year is going to be completely different. According to Vector Control, some of the swampy conditions that have occurred due to rain is causing the mosquito production to amp up. Vector Control also says they started seeing mosquito eggs to start hatching earlier this month, and they are now taking action by collecting samples from 40 different sites in Cass and Clay counties. They say you can help keep the mosquitoes at bay by doing a few things at home.
I always say, practice good yard hygiene, go and dump and drain, standing water, The big thing, keeping your grass cut, to a moderate height, making sure you don't have overgrown shrubs.
Yeah, they say you can also buy a, very cheap version of a mosquito fog, a repellent that you can spray out on your property. But they are also saying that they are working on putting out mosquito traps here this week. So hopefully they'll get some action going in terms of trying to keep all of this at bay for us, considering it's going to be a different season this year. Reporting live in Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Yeah, and Nishay, you're out right by the river this morning. How have the bugs been out there so far for you?
Well, there haven't been many bugs because it is kind of chilly this morning. So I'm assuming the warmer temperatures is what kind of like brings them out. So right now it's a little chilly. So I haven't seen any out here myself, but I have seen in the past. Last week I did see a few, and it was a warmer morning that time. And I was over in Moorhead then. It was a few mosquitoes out that morning, and it was kind of surprising because, as we were mentioning this morning, mosquitoes aren't typically out during the day, but that particular time they were out. So some folks may see them already.
Okay, yeah, Nishay, thank you for the update on the pesky season we know we have ahead of us. Reporting live, we'll come back to you in the 7 o'clock hour. And it's not just mosquitoes and ticks that are bothering us this spring. Black flies or biting gnats are also out after recent rains and floods. Experts say they swarm around our heads because they're attracted to the carbon dioxide we breathe out. It sometimes helps to wear light-colored clothing, cover the exposed skin, or use repellents. Unlike mosquitoes, though, the black flies will be out and biting during the daytime. The North Dakota DOT is working on more projects than usual this summer, roughly 200 across the state, totaling $600 million. State officials are stressing the importance of safety around those construction zones.
We really need the public to be aware to not drive distracted. That puts our workers, it puts our team members, it puts the construction staff, contractors, people in harm's way.
The department also asked drivers to slow down in construction zones and to pay attention to those signs and the flaggers as well. Fargo's Liquor Control Board says it's taking a soft approach in working with the Windbreak Bar. Months ago, a hearing was in the works after a number of incidents involving underage drinking there. But after initially saying no, city officials say the Windbreak has now agreed to implement ID scanners to cut down on fake IDs.
They have agreed to use scanners, which I think is going to be good. And the chief, I think they've obviously improved a little bit. We haven't had as many calls recently.
I'd much rather be able to help guide a business rather than, come down really hard on them.
The board also says another bar, District 64 in downtown Fargo, has made improvements as well. Police in Grand Forks are trying to track down whoever is responsible for vandalism at a city park. Someone used a chainsaw to cut off the end of a handicap-accessible picnic table. It's at the Greenway along the Red River. It was reported last week. If you have any information on this case, you should contact Grand Forks PD. One Northern Valley bus driver is retiring after nearly 60 years serving the Mayport CG School District. We asked Alan Kavili what's kept him going this whole time, and his answer is pretty simple: the children.
It's an extended part of my family, basically. I've driven the same route basically in the same area for years, so I've watched them all go from kindergarten up through.
At 82 years old, Kavili says it's time for something new. He plans on traveling the country with his wife, although he says he'll still probably help drive kids to sporting events and tournaments from time to time as well. 2 people are now facing misdemeanor charges after a brawl, all caught on camera near the baggage claim at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Take a look at this video right here behind me. You see a group of people fighting right there, and then on the other side of your screen as well. They say it started as an argument between 3 people as they were getting off the plane, and then it escalated at baggage claim. In the video, you see numerous people joining in on the fight or trying to break it up. No word yet on what the fuss was all about. Well, here's a sticky mess to report on. It happened on a Maryland interstate. A tanker truck carrying hot tar overturned yesterday. Spilled most of what it was carrying. It looked like a river of tar right there from above, and the crash even forced police to shut down a bridge and a section of the highway below as crews worked to try and contain the spill. The good news, no one was hurt. I suppose you could also say the good news, potholes were filled in as well. Well, check out this camel cuteness right here. It's at a Wisconsin Zoo. Visitors are flocking to the Milwaukee Zoo to get a look at that baby Bactrian camel. That's a cute little fella there. It was seen frolicking alongside of its mother. Zookeepers say her mom, AJ, is an excellent first-time mother and is even like a helicopter mom, super attentive. Attendance has been up at the zoo all week. They expect a rush of visitors over the holiday weekend as well. Fun fact, the Red River Zoo in Fargo also has Bactrian camels if you would like to see them here. Also talk about a surprise at Seton Hall University's commencement ceremony in New Jersey. A service dog named Justin received his diploma. I like to call it his dogploma, for accompanying his owner Grace Mariana to all of her classes the last 4 years as she worked toward a degree in elementary and special education. Congratulations to the both of them on this accomplishment. We'll have more news and weather for you coming up on the CW. Have a good day.